Hey everybody, Easy Beasy here. So I built this quick little base as a test. It's mostly it's a pole base. I only use three parts, three different blocks. Actually four, I guess, if you count the wedges for the ramps. Um, Point is to see how long it takes for the zombies that I spawn in to get to me. There's a little tiny bit of cheese to this base. I did use this block right here, which I'll show you is let's see, it is a trim piece. It is this one, the door trim corner. And the reason I use this piece is because it has full hit points. It has as much hit points as the entire, as a full block. So, pretty cool. And so I've just got two stacked opposing. They don't take a lot of damage. These aren't exactly the way that I like to place them, but yeah, it works. I like to place them kind of kitty corner. So anyway, yeah. So this thing is extremely stable because you've got a stack all the way to bedrock. And so the idea is the zombies come up here, they try to jump on these things and don't do it very well. So what I did here, you can do whatever you want with the fighting position. I find that that's just kind of whatever flavor you like. I just kind of did a platform to see if they can make it to me. And so I've ran this test a couple of times and I just spawn in like 75 feral Arlenes and see how long it takes them to get to me. So without further ado, for your viewing pleasure, so what it looks like. Alright, come on girls. Coming? So they do beat on the base a bit. It's all concrete. They mostly like to beat on the ground, but yeah, you see they just kind of stack up a lot right there. So they do some damage to the pillars, but it's really not that bad. That one's looking at me funny. What are you looking at? Yeah. Looking at me like a sandwich. But not one of them has made it across all of these pillars to get to me yet. I think if you installed a few electric wires in here, you could really slow them down a lot. Make these steps jump blocks, and you can really slow them down a lot. If you do that, I typically like to use truss blocks. Hey, you made it. So it took a few minutes for even one to make it over to the fighting position. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, big time fun. Yeah, they just rinse and repeat. I think maybe if you put a pit down there or something, you can find a way to not get them to beat up on your blocks. But since these are concrete, they really aren't doing that much damage. And those little tiny door trim pieces, they will take some damage from time to time. But I've got basically five pillars in here, and in just a second I'll show you the stability of this thing. It's pretty impressive. Obviously, you got a connection to bedrock in 5 places underneath this platform, so you could build up pretty high with this. I mean, they've got full hit points to the block, and I'll show you guys that in a second. Alright, Arlene's, thank you for your service. Oh, looks like 2 of them made it. Very nice. Good effort. Alright, we'll let these girls despawn, and we'll go ahead and we'll turn on stability, and you can see, yeah, there's not much unstable here. That one's a little bit unstable, but not bad. It's just because it's suspended above all of that. But yeah, must be a hole under here. Yeah, there's a hole. I dug a trench just testing underneath to try to see if I could get them to stop beating on the sides, doing a 1 block trench, and that didn't help. They would fall down in the hole and beat on it anyway. So, it is what it is. It's fine. Anyway, so there's a lot of redundancy here. I did the 4 ramps, so if hold on, that color is really bright. So if they do happen to knock out a few blocks, the pathing is, it's fine. They could knock out up to 3 of these, complete ramps, and these are 2 blocks wide, so you basically have 8 ramps. So yeah, there's a lot of redundancy built into this. So let's take a look at the damage they did in just that small time. So we did a little damage there, not a lot. Some to the poles because they were stacking up a lot, but it's just really not, it's not that bad. Considering I just had 75 zombies trying to beat down my base. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. Right there, 3,000, that's about the most I've seen, but let's take a look at these ones. Alright, so that one took a fair amount of damage, but it's 5,000 hit points, and you can lose one of these and really not, it's pretty dark. That one took a fair amount of damage too, but if you, the more of these you have in here, the better off you're going to be. So usually they don't try to beat on these things, but I think there's things you could do. Dig a trench around the outside so they just don't run there, because this isn't, they won't path this way, because they're going to try and path this way. So I think I'll try that and report back what I find. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed this